Okay. So for number 1, 2, and 3, they want how much interest you got. So you could just need to use the formula on the right here with I equals PRT. Notice that it tells you here that represents the principal. That's the initial investment times the annual rate times the number of years. So 2 and 3 are a little different because they give you months. So you're going to have to take them as over 12. So 45 over 12 would tell you how many years that is, and 21 over 12 would tell you how many years that is. So that's the only difference between those two and number 1. Number 1, you have $300. You can put that in. The annual rate is 5%. So move the decimal over left 2 to get percent. So we'll put in 0.05. And then we just need to multiply by the number of years. So we'll get 5% of 300 7 times. So what did you guys get for that one?
First one?
Yeah.
Got 105.
Good. Yeah, it is 105. So because it asks how much interest you have, you would put $105. But in reality, if you cashed out, you would have 405 because you still have your initial 300. But this is only asking for the interest, so all you need to put is the 105. 2, number 2 asks how much interest accrues, how much interest do you get on a loan of $7,500 at an annual interest rate of 3% after 21 months. So slight trick to this one in that you have months instead of years, so you have to convert that to years. And you can do that just by putting the number of months over 12. So I will do that again. I is equal to P times R times T. Your principal was 7,500. Your annual rate would be 0.03, 3%. And your time, I'm going to put 21 over 12 to have it in years. 21 over 12 is 1 3/4 of a year. It's 1.75. Then if I just multiply all those numbers together, I should get $393.75 as interest over those years, or over not quite 2 years, and that's how much I got. Any questions?
Wait, Mr. Sotelo, will we be able to use these like on our test?
Yeah. I mean, I could say you can only use 2 note cards, but I mean, then you could just put example problems, so it's kind of the same
We're gonna
thing.
be able to keep this paper?
Yeah, so write all the steps, right? That way you can take the test very easily. Are we good? Do you guys have this written down? Okay, good. So I'm going to put the answer. I'm making a key here. All right, 3 goes just like 2, so I'll give you the answer. You should have gotten $900 for that one.
Number 3.
Yeah. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Good. But it's just like 2, so I'm not going to do the work again. Number 4 is a little different. They want to know how much is in the account at the end. So it's not just the interest, it's the interest plus the initial amount. I guess I should show number 4 here. So how much is in an account in which $50,000 was initially invested at an annual rate of 2% after 8 years? So you're going to get 2% of your initial investment every year for 8 years. So that one should go pretty much the same. I'm going to say I is equal to P times R times T. P is $50,000. Your rate should be 0.02. And the years is 8. They gave it to you as years, so not too bad there. So 50,000 times 0.02 times 8. This tells me that I should earn $8,000 in interest. But I don't just have my interest in the account, I have that with the original principal. So don't forget to combine, so the amount is equal to the principal plus the interest. We now know the interest was 8,000. That's going to be 50,000 plus the 8,000. So the amount is going to be 58,000. That's going to be your answer for that. So the one thing is to just pay attention to the wording of the question. Do they want to know the final value of the account? Or do they just want to know how much interest did you earn? Is that okay? You guys, does that make sense to you? Okay. Let's take a look at number 5. Similar, but now you have a number of months. So 15,000 is initially invested. The rate is 1.6%, and it's for 45 months. So a number of years. Not quite. Well, I guess not quite 4 years. So for the interest, we're going to take the principal times the rate times the time. 15,000 is the principal. 0.016 is the rate. And it's 45 over 12 for the number of years. That's 3 3/4 years. Not quite 4. So that should be $900 in interest. So the account value should be, I just add on the original principal. That makes it 15,900 in value.
Mr. Tuttle,
Yeah.
are 3 and 5 the same?
Oh, I guess they are. No, how much is in an account? Oh, yeah, they are. I thought 3 was asking just interest. I guess I copied and pasted them and didn't change them. So for 3, I would say scratch out the how much is in an account and say how much interest accrues. That's what I meant for it to say. One was supposed to be interest and one was supposed to be final amount. All right, for 6, now they want the time. They want the t. They want you to solve for t. They want the number of years. How long would it take in years for $5,000 to mature to $6,000 at a 5% annual rate? So you're still going to use your formula. So the interest that you would grow to go from $5,000 to $6,000 is $1,000. So that's your I. So you can kind of think of it like amount equals principal plus interest. So that's 6,000 equals 5,000 plus I. That means I is $1,000. Then you can put that into your formula. I equals D times R times T. So you want to make $1,000 interest on your initial 5,000. The rate was 5%, so I'm going to put 0.05. And T is what I don't know. That's what I need to find. So here I'm going to have to just divide by the 5% of 5,000. So I'll divide by 0.05, and I'll divide by 5,000. That gets T by itself. I have to do the same to both sides always in algebra. So if I did it to the right, I have to do it to the left. And that's what I'll do. So T will be 1,000. If you got like a simple calculator like I have that doesn't write it all, like if you're doing it all in line, I would do 1,000 and I'd hit the divide key and I'd put 5,000. Then I'd hit the divide key again and I'd do 0.05. That's how I put that in. And I get 4. It would take 4 years. Any questions on that side? Okay, so hopefully you have your worked examples now for this side. We will now turn it over and look at the other side. Did you guys have a chance to look at this? Do you want more time to try it before we go through it, or? Yeah, you may. You guys want a minute to try these, or? I'll give you a few minutes to see what you can do, and then these ones all just ask how much. The first 3 ask how much will you have. 10 and 11 ask how much do you need to invest, and so you see the second formula is kind of set up for that. There's 2 ways in which you could write that second formula. You could write this. Here's another option. You could either use a negative exponent, that means division, or you could divide. This is the same thing as a negative exponent. So if you're looking for the present value when given the future value, you would divide. That's the same as a negative exponent. Multiplying by a negative exponent is the same as dividing. So either way you like to think of it, you can think of it that way. And that's the second thing on the right. P represents the present value, how much you initially invest. A represents the future value, how much you will have if you invest P right now and you wait that many years and it has that interest rate and level of compounding. So I'll give you a few minutes to try those and then we'll start again.